This video is showing you how to use the inverse normal distribution on your graphical calculator. Now you want to use this function whenever an exam question tells you the probability and you need to work backwards to find the mean, the standard deviation or a missing value. So in these first two questions, A and B, we can see that the mean is 320 and the standard deviation is 12.4. So we're working backwards in part A to find what K is. I go into the stats function on my calculator, I select distribution, which is F5, normal, which is F1, and because I know what the probability is, as it's 0.96, I want to use the inverse normal button, which is F3, and looks like that. So if I select the inverse normal, first thing to check is that it says data and variable at the top, and if I go down, it then asks me for the tail. Now in this first question I've got the probability of x is less than k, so if a question involves less than, then that means that the tail is going to be to the left. So if I change it to left using F1, I then also need to tell it my area. So the area in this case is 0.96 because that's the probability that I've been given, and press execute. The standard deviation is 12.4 and the mean is 320. So once I've typed all this in, I need to press execute, and it should come up and tell me that the inverse value, so the value of k, is equal to 341.708507. Most questions require you to give it to three sig figs, so this would be 342 to three significant figures. Now if I press exit, I can go back to the original screen. In part B then, we've got the probability that x is greater than something is equal to 0.035. So because it's a greater than question, I need to change my tail to the right. Once I've changed the tail, I need to put the area in, so this time it's 0.035, and the standard deviation and mean haven't changed. Again, if I press execute, it should tell me that t is equal to 342.467. 692. If I round that to three significant figures, I get 342. Now, often when you're using the inverse normal distribution, instead of dealing with an x where you know the mean and standard deviation, you've often got a question where one of those is missing. If that's the case, then you need to do all your answers in terms of z. So z is the standard normal distribution where the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. So in the bottom question, I've got two values, so I want to select my central tail, so which is F3. My area of my central tail is 0.9, and because I'm dealing with a question in terms of z, my standard deviation will be 1 and my mean will be 0. So it's a really important thing to remember. So any question where you're calculating z, you want the mean to be 0 and the standard deviation to be 1. If I select execute now, it will come up with my two values and tell me that z is equal to 1.64485363. And again, if I want to round that to three sig fig, I get 1.64.